Oprah Winfrey has lost a lot of weight and she's in the news. Here are my thoughts right after this. Hey everyone, I'm Yoel and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So grateful to have you. And in today's video, I'm going to discuss what's in the news, at least as of the date of this recording, which is December 18th, 2023. Oprah Winfrey has lost a lot of weight and she stated that she used the aid of medication to help her achieve that objective. And there's been a lot of debate about that, but I'm actually going to take a different path. I'm not, as usual, this channel is not about discussing politics or anything like that, but really it got me thinking about the whole idea of weight loss and why it's so important and why it is that Oprah Winfrey found it to be so important for her and why so many people find losing weight to be crucial. Okay, so forgive me if I kind of baited you a bit with the Oprah Winfrey idea, but really it was the Oprah Winfrey in the news that got me thinking about this. And so that's why I'm going to talk about really the benefits of weight loss and how important it is to start being and living a more healthy lifestyle. Okay, now I talk a lot about the fact that I'm personally, in my personal life, I'm a divorced man. And when I started making a change, which was as the divorce was happening, this is about 3.5 years ago or so, a little longer, I guess by now, one of the things, if not the most important life-changing decision that I made was to get in shape. Okay, now I wasn't obese, but I certainly was probably a good 20, 25 pounds overweight. And it really showed, and I really did not feel good about myself. And after I made that decision, it really turned my life around. And, you know, I've had a lot of people reach out to me in terms of my experiences that I've had with divorce, a lot of guys especially. You know, what did you do? What helps? You know, what have you done to help you, you know, get your life back on track, so to speak? And what I tell everybody is get in shape, start exercising. To me, that is eating better. That is so crucial. And for me personally, it started as simply as walking around the block. Okay, so I didn't start with any crazy routines or anything like that. To this day, I don't run marathons or anything, but it started with a walk around the block just for a few minutes. Then that became longer and longer to a point where I was running 10 kilometers a day. I think I was running almost every day at the time, which isn't great for your knees, by the way, but it was good for losing weight. Now I've narrowed that down. In fact, I don't run very much now because I'm into weightlifting more and building muscle more than I am weight loss at this point, because I've already lost that weight. Okay, so there's all sorts of routines you can get into, and the point of this video isn't to talk about what did it for me, although definitely that's going to be a subject of a future video of how I got into shape personally. But this is more about what the benefits of weight loss are. Okay, so number one, as you can imagine, no surprises here. The number one benefit I would say is the health benefits, obviously. Okay, so you know, with weight loss, and I do speak from experience. Again, my weight loss was not you know, from somebody obese to not. So obviously, you know, for somebody who is majorly obese who loses a lot of weight, the results and differences are going to be much more dramatic. But for anybody who's losing weight, there's going to be instant benefits to losing weight. So for example, I can tell you that, you know, when I was heavier, I was getting sick a whole lot more. Okay, just my immune system was not as strong then as it hopefully is now, and I would get sick all the time. And I noticed that since I lost weight and started getting into shape, the amount of times that I've been sick have been far lower. Okay, and something that comes to mind, actually, I didn't include this as a separate header, but maybe I should have. With the less sick days that you have, your productivity increases, obviously, because you can get more done when you're healthy. Okay, but there's all sorts of health advantages. The point of this video is not to get into all the medical science or everything like that, but obviously it's better for your heart, it's better for your circulation, you sleep better, all sorts of different health benefits. So, you know, everybody knows that. And I'm aware that a lot of you watching this will probably say like, yeah, duh, you know, I didn't know that, you know, what are you here to tell me? But because I am talking about the idea of the benefits of losing weight, I thought I would start with that. Okay, even if it's obvious, it's definitely worth repeating and worth reinforcing. Okay, so obviously health benefits, you know, giving yourself a more healthy lifestyle is a huge benefit to getting into shape. Number two, more on point to, you know, what I really want to get into is really the increase in self-esteem. Okay. And that's why in particular, this is something that I encourage, people that have gone through traumatic events. In my case, it was a divorce. It could be all sorts of things, and whatever the case may be in your life. You may have lost your job. Unfortunately, there's no shortage of trauma and pain and suffering that I don't think any human being escapes in this lifetime. But when you take action and make a decision to get into shape, you will see that there's all sorts of benefits to your self-esteem. Because look, let's face it, obviously there are different levels of vanity that human beings have. Some are more vain than others, but we all want to look good. We all want to look good for others. We want to feel good for ourselves. We want to look good for ourselves, of course, but we also want to look good around our peers. Okay, now you can get into a whole discussion of how that has to do with identity and how good is that. That's a whole other spiritual, esoteric type of discussion, not for this video. But the reality is, the majority of people want to look good, wherever they go. It makes you feel better about yourself when you look good. I remember watching or listening to an interview with Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, and he was asked about his workout routine, because he's obviously a man who really takes good care of himself. And he said that, number one, the reason why I do it is for health. But number two is vanity. And I love the fact that he was very open about it. He's not abashed. He's not hiding that. Okay. He said quite clearly that I do it for vanity as well. I want to look good. Everybody wants to look good. And when you do look good, your self-esteem increases in so many ways, because you could walk outside with more confidence. Okay. Like you kind of almost feel that, this is the way I'm supposed to look. This is the way I was meant to be, when my soul, if you will, was placed inside a body. And, my body being my temple, as they say, it's meant to be taken care of and preserved, just like anything. When you have a plant that's meant to be preserved, it's not meant to be wilting. Okay. Any sort of thing you could think of in its natural way it's been designed or created, it's supposed to be, it's supposed to be taken care of. And when you start taking care of your body, it just affects everything around you. And it's not just a vanity thing in terms of outsiders, also for yourself. It just magically happens. Emotionally, you start feeling better about yourself. That doesn't mean that all your problems just go away, the minute you've got that six pack. Okay, I'm not suggesting that. But the reality is, emotionally, once you start taking physical action, emotionally, you start feeling better. You start feeling better as well. I think Tony Robbins talks about that a lot as well. Start moving your body, start taking those actions, and you'll see all of a sudden things around you start to magically change. Okay, so I can't stress enough that, especially, I've spoken to, again, many, in my case, because my experience is that of, going through divorce. A lot of people who I speak to have been through that. And, a lot of them, are down and out. And when I ask them about how their health is doing, a lot of them will say, I'm overweight. I feel like crap. And I keep telling them over and over again, just start taking walks around the block. And a lot of times it takes a long time for people to get off their ass, so to speak, and to do it. But the guys that do end up doing it, and gals who do end up doing it, always report afterwards how much it's been such a game changer. And again, it's also important to realize that nobody's saying you have to become Arnold Schwarzenegger, or you've got to be, in the gym 3 hours a day or anything like that. You don't have to go nuts. Although a lot of people, once they start the routine, they find that they love it so much that they can't keep away. I know for myself, there are some days where I'm in the gym for a couple of hours. Okay, not every day, it really depends. But if I do a class and then I'm doing bodybuilding, I could spend a couple of hours in the gym. I remember a friend of mine said to me, and this is not to sound boastful, but just for the sake of illustration, he said to me, wow, Yoel, I really see that your hard work has paid off. You're looking great. And I said to him, I don't know if I said to him or I thought about it after. It's like, you know what? This is not hard work. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, not everybody who goes to the gym will necessarily love it. Okay. Sometimes you can take a no pain, no gain type of approach. So you may find it painful to be in the gym. You may dislike it immensely. But even so, once you see the results of the work that you're putting in, it will do wonders for your self-esteem. And the other thing I should mention, by the way, is I keep saying the gym. I didn't always go to the gym. Okay. I mentioned taking walks around the block. I was doing home workouts for the longest time, especially during COVID. So don't think that, maybe you're in a financial bind. You don't have the finances to pay for extra gym membership. You're already squeezed tight. You don't have to go to a gym. There's a lot of great workouts that you can do right from your home. There's one channel that I think is fantastic. They're called Anabolic Aliens. I will try to remember to link them in my description below. And they offer free 5-minute workouts. Again, keeping it simple. You don't have to do anything crazy. And with time, you'll see that you'll add to that and you'll add to that. I started with, I think it was one 5-minute workout. And then at its height, when I was doing the workouts from home, I was doing a half hour's worth of 5-minute workouts, all sorts of different body parts and whatnot. Okay. So don't get overwhelmed with the idea of, oh, now I've got to join a gym and now I've got to spend the money. Now I've got to go there. Okay. You can do it right from your home. It's just a matter of setting that intention, making a decision to get in shape. And again, not only will your body thank you, but your mind, your emotional well-being, your spiritual well-being is going to thank you as well. So self-esteem is another amazing benefit to getting in shape. Now, a third thing I jotted down here is that, when you start to get in shape, that requires making a good habit, okay? Making it a routine. It's something that you've got to maintain. And once you start doing that, you'll find that you're increasing in your better habits in all sorts of aspects of your life. Now, one obvious corollary of working out and losing weight is eating better. So you'll see that you naturally are not going to want to eat the same junk food that you always relied upon. You're going to start to realize, hey, wait a second, if I'm already building my body or I'm trying to lose the weight, eating those potato chips or whatnot are not going to be helpful. I do want to be clear, though, there's all sorts of ways to do it and not to beat yourself up if you still struggle with the junk food, okay? I personally, anybody who knows me knows that I'm a big lover of ice cream. And certainly I'm not saying it's a healthy food, but there are ways to kind of, enjoy your favorite foods all the while staying in shape and doing what you have to do to maintain a healthy lifestyle, okay? Even if eating ice cream isn't the healthiest thing in the world, you can still kind of maintain a healthy lifestyle. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. Some people will take that all or nothing approach, just like some people are going to want to run a marathon. A lot of people that have been out of shape and get in shape decide to run marathons, but you don't have to run a marathon. Okay, there's no right or wrong over here. Okay, and so that's in terms of healthy eating habits. But there's all sorts of other things. The fact that you're being disciplined in general means that you'll learn to be disciplined in other areas of your life as well. It's kind of just again, almost an automatic thing. Once you're finding that you're finding new levels of discipline that you never had before, you can find it, whether it's in your work productivity, whether it's in things that you want to do, things that you want to accomplish during the day. For me, I have this will be a subject of another video as well. I have a very strict morning routine where I journal every morning, and I've been very disciplined about that. So once you start increasing in positive habits in one area of your life, you will see that you're going to increase your positive habits in other areas of your life as well. So that's another benefit, which is increasing in the positive habits that you do. And again, just remember, don't beat yourself up. Obviously, just because you increase in positive habits, it doesn't mean that you're going to rid yourself of all negative habits overnight. The two could coexist, as I like to say a lot. Okay, you can increase in your positive habits while still having some negative habits in your life that you haven't been able to let go of, and that's okay. Okay, a lot of things, like everything in life, it takes patience, perseverance, not being self-critical, not being self-judgmental, just keeping at it, and just focus on increasing those positive habits. Okay. Now the last thing I jotted down here, and this is particularly important, I think, really for anybody, but also if you're single, like I am, which is that you do increase your social life. Okay, this is more, I would say, if you do join a gym, and that's one of the reasons I'm a big proponent of it. Again, I do understand if somebody's limited in budget or in time, you may find yourself, you're driving your kids to practice, you're here, you're there, there's no time for the gym. Although I do think if something's important and you make something of value, you can find the time. That may sound patronizing, and again, there are outlying situations. I'm not suggesting for a minute, if you're watching this and you're telling me your entire day is used up to the max and you simply cannot, I get that. But for most of you out there who can find the time and can find the budget to go to the gym, it's really a wonderful benefit. I've been going to the gym just for a few months now, by the way. Like I said, I was doing home workouts until then, but I go to the gym, and slowly but surely you meet more people just by seeing familiar faces. Especially the time of day that you go. I tend to go in the mornings. You see the same people who also go in the mornings, and you already have in common the fact that you're working out in the gym and that you both like to go at the same time. and you just start meeting more and more people. And by the way, again, if you're single, that could be on the romantic level, but it could also be just in terms of friendships. Okay, like I said, there's so many good people that I've met just by going to the gym, and you start talking, you meet each other, and you realize that you have more in common, not just going to the gym and at the same time of the day. And you really find that you start increasing your social circles, and that also helps. It kind of all ties together. That helps, if you find yourself that you've struggled with self-esteem, not only do you look good and feel good about yourself, but you're also giving off that vibration, you're giving off that energy, and you're attracting people to your life, and you're attracting more and more friends and more like-minded people, the types of people that you want to meet. Again, don't expect that this is overnight. So if you're the type of person who's is looking for a partner in life, you haven't found that partner, don't think like, oh, I'm going to join the gym and it's going to happen tomorrow. No, nobody's suggesting that. There's no magic pill, to bring us back to the Oprah Winfrey discussion. But at the end of the day, just by socializing, fraternizing with people of like-mindedness, you're going to increase your social circles, and that's really a wonderful thing. And again, from my experience, coming from divorce, and a lot of men out there who have contacted me in terms of the loneliness that they feel, going to the gym is a great way to bust out of that loneliness and start to find new friends and have people in your life. Okay, so just to summarize, the 4 ideas that we talked about in terms of benefits of getting in shape are: number 1, the obvious health benefits; number 2, the increase to your self-esteem; number 3 is building better habits for yourself, not just in terms of health, but all in terms of your overall well-being and everything that you do; and number 4, what we just talked about now, is the idea of increasing your social circle and having more friends, and whether it's romantic or not, just increasing your social circle for yourself. Okay, and that's just a drop in the bucket. I'm sure if I gave this more time to think about things, I could come up with many more things. As always, if you have any thoughts to add, things that you've found that you've benefited from yourself getting into shape, leave it in the comments. If you've had challenges or you feel like you just can't do it, feel free to leave that in the comments. Tell me why. Why do you feel that way? I may discuss that in the future, a video as well. And the benefit of YouTube is that you can do it anonymously or not. That's your choice. And I always love to see your feedback. Okay, so I hope you found that video helpful. I am grateful that Oprah Winfrey brought the issue of health and dieting and losing weight into the forefront. Regardless of your views of the efficacy of using medication or whatnot, as you see, that wasn't the point of the video. But what was the point of the video is that it's good that we have discussions of weight loss back into the news, and people that sort of ride that train and start taking matters into their own hands and losing weight. If anybody is watching this video and is deciding to do that, it will have made it all worth it. Thanks again for watching this video, for visiting my channel, and looking forward to seeing you at the next video. Hey guys, this is your annoying reminder to please hit that subscribe button. You'll be helping me out, and you'll also get notified of the next cool video. And check out the other videos on my channel. There's some great stuff over there, all sorts of topics. Take care.